North Canterbury's Campus FM. Very good afternoon to Deb Taylor Hayhurst from Success Factor. Good afternoon, Deb.
Good afternoon, Bruce, and how are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
Really good.
A little cooler today.
Thank goodness.
Now, Deb, you cover a lot of things with the Success Factor business. Today, you were specifically wanting to chat about setting and achieving, or as the case may be, in some cases, this is why you come in, goals. Now, what type of areas might you be working on with clients for this?
Well, obviously part of what I do is help people achieve and get results and succeed. And to do that, we do have to set goals and achieve them. And so there are certain things that we need to do. And of course, invariably, people will set them and not achieve. And so the thing is, what I do is work with people on how they can achieve them and walk through that process with them. But the thing is, people often won't achieve because they haven't written the goal down, or what they've done is it's far too big and therefore not achievable.
So really, they're setting goals that they're setting themselves up to fail from the beginning.
They basically are, because it might be an aspiration, and something that you might call a hairy, audacious goal, which is, I want to be the biggest business in Canterbury, and it's like, really, or do that within a year, and sometimes it's just really not going to be achievable. So yes, they set themselves up to fail.
It's really about to put it in bite sizes, if you like.
It is, but the first thing really is to make sure it's smart, and so there is a formula which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. And if you really break that goal down that fits within that, then we know it is going to be doable for us. But regardless of it being smart and fitting in within those boxes, it needs to fit in with our lifestyle, because what else is happening personally within our lives? It's all very well saying that is what I want to do. But the key thing here is with goals, if we're quite selfish really, and we have to have something in it for us. So unless there's going to be an emotional benefit, then we're unlikely to achieve that goal.
And what kind of emotional benefits would motivate people? What kind of emotional benefits are we looking at?
Well, I tend to look at, if we're looking at saying keeping fit, going to the gym as an example, then if we think to ourselves, well, how am I going to feel? I can get out the chair easier, I'm not out of puff, I can move around a bit more easily. So the vision and the feeling of me being more mobile or supple is that good feel factor. And we have to be thinking about where we want to be and envisaging ourselves there. And so it might be that if in business we want to be more productive with our time, then what we're imagining is actually I'm now only working 40 hours a week, which I should be anyway, instead of doing 60. So if I can picture having evenings, weekends, free time, days off, home, work-life balance, then that is that emotional benefit for us. So we have to imagine we've achieved the goal. We have to see ourselves achieved and picture that. And then it's almost like that's the carrot that's in front of us. And then that is the thing that will try and keep us going. So it's an incentive, and we have to imagine that. Otherwise, it's too hard. And coming back to the gym, if instead we focus on getting up early, going out for a run when it's cold or dark or rainy, or going to the gym and it's too hard, instead you've got to focus on that long-term benefit.
Yeah, okay. So how does one do that?
Well, it is around deconstructing that goal. So we need to think how we're going to do it. What are the steps, the actions, the tasks, the activities? We need to think about where we're going to do it. We need to think about when we're going to do it. It's all very well saying, I'll break it down and do these short tasks, but we need to put these activities in our calendar. And again, if we don't do that, then it's like, oh, the day has gone. Oh, I was going to do that and I didn't. Or it's too hard. It isn't something that we really want to do. And what we do is we procrastinate and put it off till tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So we have to treat it as a priority and really sort of think about how important it is for us. So if we really work on the importance, the priority, and make sure that we have it there and it's in our calendar and we build in those reminders to do it, we're more than likely to achieve.
Awesome. So, okay, tell us about SMART. How does that work?
Well, the thing is, if it's specific, then what we're doing is honing it down. So if I turn around and said, right, well, I want to earn lots more money by the end of the year, it's not specific enough. And so we need to say how much, by when, but we need to be able to show ourselves how we're going to do it and breaking that down. So it needs to be very specific rather than too airy-fairy and too broad. It needs to be measurable. So each step we take, we can show and prove that that step is a step. So we break those down. And the same with in terms of it being realistic. It's not too big that we can't manage it. And the time bound is putting a date in it. We have to put a line in the sand and say, this is the date that we will complete. And so we almost start at the end and say, that's when we want to complete it. And then we work back. So it's really a step-by-step process. So once it's completely been deconstructed, broken down into small bites, then it feels easier. Otherwise, it just feels like a huge mountain to climb.
Okay, so that's the deconstruction, the smart part of it. So tell me about the how, where, who, how, where actions. How does that work?
The thing is, it's also around, okay, how are we going to do it? Do we need to get help? Do we need to get other resources to help us? So how are we going to do it? Do we need to read up on it? Do we need to get a business coach to help us? Who might that be that will help us? Because often if we do things and we put something out there, I want to achieve this goal. And so one of the things might be, okay, how? I'm going to tell people I'm going to do this. Because they've put that out there, it's made that commitment. And so that can help people. And then it's saying when. Okay, when are you going to do it? And putting those in the calendar. So it has to be a follow through. And this is where coaching can come in, because when you've got an accountability buddy, you've got somebody there that's gently giving you the nudge or the kick or the gentle push, but more so the encouragement to keep that motivation up so that people can be really encouraged to achieve what they want.
Awesome. So how do people get a hold of you, Deb, to have a short chat about this?
Well, I do provide a 1-hour complimentary consultation.
Awesome.
So by email on debs@successfactor.co.nz or to call me on 021 863 877.
Do you have a website that people can visit?
Sure thing, www.successfactor.co.nz.
That's fantastic, Debs. Debs from Success Factor.
Compass FM.